I boom. Mavs. Mavs get knocked off, get bested by the Thunder. They get knocked off. I want to talk about the game. So in the preview I did with the Mavs Clippers, if you didn't watch that, go check that out. Let's get to the part. The Mavs. Yeah, I did it with the Mavs Clippers. Get to the Mavs Thunder part. I talked about how I felt as if. Well, I just want to start with Lou Dort. Lou Dort's defense last night was masterclass. I mean, that was historical defense he put on Luka Doncic. Everywhere Luka was, he was there. I think they did it a little bit too easy of a job switching. So I think it was like they brought screens, and I mean they had times where Ludo would fight over them, but there was times where I feel like he could have got over them. They just switched it really easily. But it tells you how confident they are in their as a team defense. But it wasn't just okay. So Ludo played a great job last night. He did a great job contesting Luka. He got to play with it, dribbled off his foot. Everyone's saying it was a kickball. It's not a kickball. Luka dribbled it off his foot. Dribbled off his foot. The ball's on the ground. Luka watching the ball roll away. Lou Dort goes. He goes and dives at the ball and he attacks the ball because I want it more. And we're gonna get to that. But he dives at the ball, gets the ball, throws it up. Boom. They get it to some dude. I think it was his name Andrew Wiggins. I think. Yeah, Andrew Wiggins. It's a it may actually be his name, but it's Wiggins. I know 21. I need to get his first name. But he's really good. One of the players, and they took it and they tossed it Jalen Williams slam. And here's the thing: some people say momentum doesn't exist in basketball or sports. It does, because I seen it last night. I see it in all these games. Whenever you make big plays and you're playing away and the crowd goes quiet, and you got momentum. Whenever you have that energy and that feel and that confidence, what did Deion Sanders always say? Look good, play good. Why? When you look good, you have that confidence. You just walk on the field more confident. You feel better about yourself. You're gonna play better because you have that confidence. When you're rolling, when you have that confidence and that momentum, you're gonna play better because you got that home crowd. You got the adrenaline rush in you. So that was a big momentum play. But Lou Dort's defense on Luka Doncic was amazing. I mean, he did a great job of being everywhere Luka was. He made everything tough. Luka could never get hot or get going. All the screens he blew up. He had about two. He had two screens I think he blew up, which ended up being offensive fouls. So I mean, he did a great job last night. I really don't think you could have asked for much better defense from Lou Dort. And for Luka, it just looked like he's tired. It looked like he didn't have enough rest from the Clippers series, and that's what I was concerned about going into the series. It looked like he didn't have enough rest, and I'm trying to really, get the time off he needed, like how the Thunder got, because they've been off for some days, like them and the Celtics. Well, they probably got more than the Celtics because they swept the Pelicans, so they got a lot of rest. They're not like they needed it. On top of that, the Thunder are a very young team. And that's something that we're starting to notice is with these young teams, they're very energetic and they can play. They're new, like they're not older guys, so they could play, and they could play a whole like this is like it's easy for them. This is nothing for them. Well, the Mavs are not that they're old, but they're older. They don't have a lot of young. They have more veterans stuff like that. More older guys who have been in the league for a little bit and have some wear and tear on their body. So but Lou Dort, man, that defense is amazing. And then the fact that they could do Lou Dort and Lou Dort's doppelganger, Kason Wallace, they're literally almost the same player. Could come on the court and guard either Luka or Kyrie, and they could do it and alternate them for 48 minutes. And then here's what's deadly. And you're probably going to see us more in the series. In the fourth quarter, Lou Dort and Kason Wallace are both on the floor playing defense and guarding. And Wallace was guarding Kyrie, and Dort was guarding Luka. Which I thought was just like, man, that's just imagine like you're the Mavs and then you see Kason Wallace and Lou Dort on, and then Luka just named his top three defenders in the perimeter defenders in the league. He had Lou Dort, Derrick Jones Jr., and I forgot it was somebody else on the list. Now Derrick Jones Jr. doesn't deserve to be on that list. It should have been Jalen McDaniels, but either way, we know it's his teammates, so whatever. But Lou Dort, I mean, just tells you how highly he thinks of him, and I mean, if he didn't think, I think Lou Dort, I mean. I'm a lot lost for words. That was just historic defense. I mean, we're looking at a player in his prime that's doing historic stuff offensively, dropping 70, doing that stuff. Everybody's talking about, oh my gosh, he's generational, all this, and man, he can't be stopped. He can, and he was. And it wasn't just Lou Dort, it was the Thunder as a whole, because what they did, one of the main things they did was when Luka would call for them screens, first of all, Lou Dort's getting over the screen, so there's not a lot of time for him to really do much. Not time for him to do much come out the screen. He doesn't have a lot of time to think. On top of that, a lot of times there were times where he would screen and they trap him, right? Or I guess you say ice the screen. And both the defenders, the big end and whoever the screener's man and whoever was guarding so whoever's guarding Luka and whoever's guarding Gafford, I'll say it like that. Whoever's guarding the Luka and whoever's guarding the big will come up, and both the defenders will come up at Luka. And Luka passed to Gafford. And here's the problem. And this is what makes the Warriors so hard to beat. What makes Draymond a Hall of Famer and takes your game to the next level as a big man. In the playoffs, when teams do that because you're on that good of a team and you have that that good of a player, now it becomes 4-on. And this is what LeBron's talking about on this podcast with Jay Redick the other day. And it's what makes Draymond so great. He was talking about that. When you have 4-on-3, because now 2 defenders are out, Mavs are down a player, but the Thunder are down 2 players, so it's 4-on-3. So the Mavs have the advantage. The problem, sorry about that. The problem is Gafford. I just felt as if when that was happening, he was doing too much. Oh, I want to go score it myself. I'm just gonna go, man. I'm Gafford. Watch out. And that's good and all, but that's not always the play to be made. Like Gafford needs to work. Like I think what they need to get him to understand is like, yeah, sometimes that's good. Like you'll see Draymond. Sometimes they'll do that. They'll trap Curry and then he'll take it and score himself. But sometimes, a lot of times you watch Draymond, he's taking it and he's setting up a lob. He's setting up a backdoor cut because it's 4-on-3 of the advantage. And so I just felt as if a lot of times Gafford would go to the rim and he tried to, and then he go and it wouldn't, and then play like that and it wouldn't be a foul, and then it was a lost possession. I mean, yeah, he got his fair share, but it was a lot of times where one time it was late in the game, they were trying to master, kick his end of the game. He came, dude. It was like 3 people, and they all collapsed on him, and then SGA came from behind him, got the block, because the Thunder started picking up. Okay, this guy's not passing anybody. We can just help off. We could just come help, and we know he's gonna go to the rim and attack. So it was like 3 dudes in the paint, and SGA came and got the block on him, lose a possession. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what's gonna take Gafford to the next level is him being able to understand that, yeah, you could do that, but that doesn't need to be every play. Like that's you gotta read a defense. Whatever the defense gives you, you take it. But your mindset can't be, I'm Gafford, here I go. Like I'm just gonna go dunk it. Like I'm just gonna be like you know what I'm saying? That can't be your mindset. You gotta be smarter than that. And that's what makes Draymond Hall of Fame, man. Makes the Warriors so hard to beat. And in the playoffs, when you have a 4-3 advantage, you have to take advantage of that. You cannot go. I mean, obviously, you're not gonna make it's not gonna work. You're not gonna be able to score every time out of that situation. But a lot of the times, you got to be able to find a consistent offense. Because if you let them, and that's what the Thunder did a lot, and that's why they continue to do it, because it works. That's one of the things they could do, and it worked for them. So, I think for the Mavs, that's something they got to discuss and really work on in Game 2, and for the rest of the series is, okay, how are we gonna do this between Luka and Gafford? I think Lively did a better, I think you could say did a better job of that, where it happened to him and he ended up passing it. But yeah, they need to make sure they understand, like, this is not just, take it and go thing. This is take it and make sure, okay, if defense says, okay, giving you the green light, okay, here's a lane, then you take it. But if there's a chance for you to throw a lob, or, man, okay, if I get 2 feet right in front of that rim, I know they're going to, and I can kick, and I know they're going to collapse, I can kick, then, you know what I'm saying? Make that play. Have that IQ, because this is where IQ really comes into play. It's not just about athleticism. So I think that them doing that, on top of, like, the Mavs are trying to run like a 2-man screen, so 2 dudes a screen, and Luka will come off of that, and then they started cutting it off, and then the defender will just jump out here, so Luka can even go all the way around. I mean, it was just honestly a defensive masterclass by the Thunder on how to defend Luka. And it wasn't just Dort. I mean, Dort he did really good, but it was a really good team effort, because it wasn't. I mean, obviously when it's fast break, you can't. Dort's not able to match up all the time. A lot of times he wasn't able to match up on Luka. So it had to be like Wiggins or somebody else. Williams and SGA. I mean, I think even SGA had done a good job he took pride in trying to defend Luka, and he really was giving effort. Like, he really they took a pride as a team, and we're gonna go make sure as a team we understand, and they understood we can't just expect Lou Dort to go and just like do everything. He needs us to help. Like, this is a team game. Yes, and I think this is what makes them so hard to beat. The fact that Lou Dort may not always, because here's the thing, he doesn't always finish on Luka. Like, at the end of possession, he's not always gonna be the defender on Luka, because the screens are also the Mavs are doing. But the fact that he can be your point of attack defender, and he can up the floor and all that stuff, and when the screen and he's there, he can start the possession as your point attack defender, and then Lou Dort was like, there was one play where they tried to throw Luka the ball, and then Lou Dort stole it, and that was another steal for Lou Dort. And then I don't remember the end of scoring points, but that was a lost possession for the Mavs. But because of the fact that he can be a point of attack and put pressure on Luka, and we can make it hard for him to get the ball, and it makes him run the clock because getting the ball with, and you got 24-second shot clock. Getting the ball 18 seconds and getting the ball with, and letting Luka bring up the ball for the whole 24 is two different things. And that in the playoffs, every second matters, every point matters. So him being able to do that, it makes him significant. That's huge. You know what I'm saying? So for him to be the point of attack defender, him or Wallace for a full 48 minutes can do that. On top of having everything else they're doing in the back end as a team, and the stuff they're running with Dagnall, the stuff Dagnall's doing defensively and how they're playing as a team, it just says a lot about them as a team, and it's a really good team defense, and they're really putting on a master class. This Thunder team is young, but man, you really couldn't tell. I mean, they play like a veteran-led team. They don't really make a lot of mistakes. They don't really make a lot of mistakes. They talk, they communicate. They don't come in like slow. They come in like that. Like they're ready to play. Once they get in that court, once they get between the lines, they know it's time to play. They don't play around. They don't do all that extra stuff. You see some just laughing and they serious. When they on the court, they serious. They're talking with each other, working with each other, working with the coach. The coach believes in them. They believe in the coach. It's really good. They got some really good stuff going on at OKC. But the next thing I'll talk about is just the Thunder. Now we got the Mavs, and what they need to work on. And on top of that, I think there's one more thing on the Mavs. Another thing they could do is they're gonna have to find a way to get Luka some rest, or something has to, because Luka doesn't look right. He doesn't look right. And they're gonna find a way to get him some rest, because I really do think he's tired. And the only way he can do that is if Hardaway and Irving, one of them has to play good. Irving, if you look at his first 6 games versus the Clippers, I think he said he averaged 6 points in the first half, 20 in the second half. So the problem right now is Irving's not really playing that well in the first half of the playoffs. And when it comes to in the first half of playoff games, he's not playing that well right now. He's not. It's taking him a little bit. So they're not really able to get Luka rest. In the second half, it's third, fourth quarter. That's winning time. So you don't want to take Luka. You don't want Luka off the court for a long period of time. So it's really stressing. And then Hardaway comes back. So what I'm trying to get at is they need to find a way to where Hardaway and Irving are gonna have to play good, so that way they can give Luka a little break. And give him some rest, let him catch his breath, and just you know what I'm saying, because he just looks tired. I mean, I don't know, if I would love to know what the problem is, but he just looks tired. I mean, he said that coming out of the Clippers. He said he was tired, and does this go back? I'm gonna be honest, bro. It's something I want to discuss. Luka to me it's just James. He's James Harden all over again. I'm gonna be honest. He's James Harden all over again. He's just. Okay, I guess he's bigger. I mean, obviously, not in some ways bad, some ways good, but he's bigger. He's probably a better passer, but other than that, he's just another. To me, he's just in the heart. His style of basketball is not gonna. It doesn't work. It's not gonna win a championship with it. You're not gonna win a championship with his style of basketball. It's not gonna work. And to me, he's just another James Harden. And then it's almost ironic. They play like the same. They love to step back. Either that, or they want to throw their loss to their bigs, or pass the ball to somebody else and set them up. And they like to make all this crazy stuff happen. That they pass them, and then they want to get stuff. They gonna get the rebound. They gonna start a stat sheet, and they kind of go spam the same moves on all that stuff. But they style basketball it doesn't really work in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I just think he's another James Harden. I'll be honest. So in a couple years, I'm telling y'all, bro, go look at his game and go look at James Harden. Go look at the roster that the Mavs have. Go look at the roster the Rockets have. Capella's like his gaff. Like Gaffer's like Luke, what Capella was for Harden, what Gafford is for Luka. I mean, Luka doesn't throw the lobs that James Harden throws, but he uses him almost the same way. They both love the pick and roll. They both have to have the pick and roll. The pick and roll is a must for Luka and them. They both love to do step back. Just one's left-handed, one's right-handed. They both. I mean, you know what I'm saying. They both are able to attract defenders and drive to the lane and get fouls and stuff like that, but also able to attract defenses and get them to come up on them and then make passes across the court to set up teammates, and find the holes in defense to get to the ball to their teammates. They're almost like this. They're pretty much the same player. They both struggle on defense. By the way, I had somebody tell me Luka Doncic was going to guard SGA. Oh yeah, he didn't guard. He couldn't. Luka couldn't guard a parked car. Let me tell you why. And this is one reason why he's like this. They both had struggled with being in shape. Y'all can say, Luka may be in shape. I don't know if he is because I don't want to say he's in shape because you're saying he. I wouldn't want to say he's in shape because you see how much that last series with the Clippers wearing on him, just going 6 games around one, and now it's wearing on him even more going into this game. So I wouldn't even say he's in shape. Um, so and he's talking about, oh, I'm tired. It doesn't seem like Luka. He may be in shape to do, but I don't think he's in shape, like shape to be able to do what he's like, to be able to do what he does on night basis in the playoffs. He's not in that type of shape. And even I think Ginger Barea, somebody spoke about how Luka, that's something he needs to work on. I still think it's something he needs to work on. Is getting in that shape to where this is like not, what I'm saying, like where this is not a problem, like where you can go 6 games, okay, let's go next one, let's go next one, and let's go next one. I could do this all day. You know what I'm saying? Especially for somebody he's not really an older player. Luka's not an older player, so we know what it is. I mean, but him and James Harden, like they're like this. They might as well just be the same player, just different. Just one's Luka, white, a little bit taller and a little bit bigger, and like, I mean, they literally the same. They do the same stuff, bro. And the same way James Harden's style of basketball is not going to win championships as a number one option. I don't think Luka Doncic's style of basketball win you a championship as the number one option. Just because it's very gimmicky. And in the playoffs, when teams can really like when like Lou Dort even said that, oh yeah, I was watching Luka's mannerisms and all that, and when you do the same moves and you don't have like, and you're really predictable, like I know okay, like we know when the clock's winding down, James Harden's gonna step back if there's 4 seconds and he's dribble, it's just gonna be a step back. So when you become real predictable, that's where I think, and you know what I'm saying, on top of that, and then you can't be in shape, so then that affects your game and your gas, and that's why. That's why Luka doesn't. That's why Luka won't play defense because he doesn't. He's not in the shape to. If Luka actually tried to play defense, all like y'all want him to, or like y'all think he should, he'd be gassed. You wouldn't get what he should be giving you on offense. You wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get that Luka Doncic. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't have he's not in shape for that. He's in shape to do so. He's in shape to do what he's supposed to do on offense to an extent. But he's not in shape to do any of the play. I mean, he could do for a game or two, but it would wear him. It's weird. And then even then, when Luka plays elite defense, you're probably gonna lose some of that. What he does a lot is what he does on offense because it's gonna wear him out. So like I said, Luka didn't play much defense. I think that's he ain't playing much defense. He didn't play much defense yesterday, and I don't know if that's gonna change. Because that stamina, I think that shape is really gonna end up killing him. That's something that they're gonna have to work. I mean, it's too late now. I mean, you are what you are. It's playoffs, But I think going in this the rest of his career and just in the future going next season, he's gonna really need to get up that shape, so he can be ready to go. And it's less of I'm tired. It's like I'm ready to play next game. I can play tomorrow. Let's go. This is nothing for me. Like that's how it should be for him. It shouldn't be I'm tired, and then you're walking on the court, and then you look gassed, and it's like you look like you're out of shape. You just look, unhealthy, and you look like you're not prepared for this physically before you even talk about mentally. So I think that's something I'm really gonna have to work on. And like I said, I just think those two are the same. They're the same player, bro. I just want people to understand that. And like I said, I don't think it's crazy to say that. I mean, James Harden style, we saw James Harden style of basketball. It doesn't win you championships. Not as the number one option. I think it's the same thing for Luka. But I think you start to see that, especially when you have a guy like Dort, who he said he's looking at mannerisms and stuff like that, and he can really There was a time yesterday where Luka comes with that screen, and whenever Luka's not a mid range, he doesn't. That's not his game. So when he gets in the mid range, you know what Luka does? He'll get in the mid range, pick and roll, and you're behind him. Then once you jump in front of him, he'll just step back or throw the ball behind his back and go like that. He did that, and Ludor almost threw the ball. But Ludor wasn't even guarding him. Ludor noticed, oh, I know that. I know when he does this off that screen, that guy jumps right there and gets in front of him. He's going to want to step back or put it behind his back like that and then shoot it real quick. That's his thing. He doesn't ever just, shoot a mid-range. Just shoot, he won't, you know what I'm saying? And then Luka doesn't, he could do a floater, but he's not a floater type of guy. Luka is going to get to the lane, he's going to do, a little behind the back, shoot it real quick. And Dort almost stole that because Dort was he ran and then he got Dort. Dort got picked up a foul, but which needs to stay out of foul trouble because they need him. But him and Wallace, but He had done that, and then Dort almost got him on that because his game is so gimmick. It's so gimmick. It's like I know your move. I know it, and I kind of feel for you, and that style of basketball. And on top of that, it's not only and y'all want to say okay, another reason why I think that style of basketball don't win chances is because Luka holds the ball too long, and even Kenny Just Smith talked about he's like Luka needs to treat the ball like a balloon, whereas like after 5 seconds it's gonna pop because he said, and that's the problem with James Harden. He did it's just too much ISO, it's too much me, and whenever it gets past 5 seconds with Luka having the ball, it's like everybody's just standing around. There's no rhythm in the offense. There's no motion. There's no movement. It's just Luka versus the whole Thunder five. Thunder starting five. Him and Gafford 2v5. You know what I'm saying? So it's too much holding the ball, and that's what's wrong. That's why that doesn't work in the playoffs. The playoffs you gotta have a system. You gotta have an offense. Even when you watch like okay, let's say you watch Denver and Minnesota. Those teams they have the time to Jokic get the ball and go to work. Yeah, that's fine. But a lot of time, even Ant doesn't really like dominate the ball. I mean, but even though he could commit like give me the ball, and bring it up. I'm running the offense. Nah, Conley and all stuff. And if Luka's gonna be a true point guard, I think he really needs to work on like Kenny Just Smith is passing the ball, and he needs to understand he needs to get out. Sometimes he gotta get out of scoring mode. Sometimes you gotta be 50-50. Sometimes you gotta be okay. Or now I know, okay, I'm going to get to my stuff on this possession. On these next couple of minutes, I'm going to get to my stuff. But, okay, now I need to be on 50-50. I need to be passing. I need to be scoring. I need to be doing both. I need to get the ball in my hands and make sure my offense is moving. And that's not me and just doing a bunch of ISO and holding the ball. And there's no rhythm. There's no motion in the offense. This is the playoffs. I mean, the defense is just too good for you to hold the ball all day and then put up a shot and think it's not going to work, bro. So, not at this level. So I'm not a fan of the way Luka's playing right now. I think he's really it's gonna take a lot for him. It's gonna take a lot because, like I said, with Jason with him as a number one option, it's not gonna work. And then look how it's like what I was saying. If you look at the Rockets, but they rosters and look how the Mavs are. They got two good bigs. You know what I'm saying? And then after what they always try, they paired up James Harden with Dwight Howard. They paired up James Harden with Capella. Luka, like you can already have better bigs than James Harden, because right now he got I don't know if James Harden ever had two good bigs at the level of that like Luka has, because Luka has Lively and he has Gafford at all times in the court. So, or most of the time on the court. So, that I think that's huge. But yeah, and then what Harden teams were, Eric Gordon, PJ Tucker, 3-and-D guys that could shoot it, that could be ready when teams come help on James Harden, kick out and they can rotate the ball and shoot the threes and make the threes. And then he had that one. He goes at that one. Okay, Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul, that other all-star guy next to him, that could take some of the pressure off him scoring wise, especially in the playoffs. That's Luka's Kyrie. Luka's Eric Gordon and PJ Tucker, PJ Washington, Dante Exum, Tim Hardaway. It's the same, pretty much the same roster. I mean, it's like the same roster that they built in Dallas, and it's not gonna work. Big boys like the valet. Pull up, you gonna park it. Yeah. So I think that style is really ugly, and I just want to go on a rant real quick about that because that's something I need to put out there. Because I think you're gonna see everybody start saying that a year or a couple of years, or you never know. But I'll tell you, when this video's gonna post, and then people gonna start saying it, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna put the clips up and I'm gonna show y'all. I told y'all this before anybody, because I'm telling y'all this is what that is. He's James Harden all over again, and that's Rockets. The Mavs team was built similar to the Rockets. But to get to the and that's all Dallas. To get to the Thunder, real quick. Then I just want to spend a lot of time on Dallas because they not only they lose, they got blown out. I mean, the starters were out with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The playoff game around 2. That's a blowout. They got blown out. So I want to get to the Thunder. I don't want to spend too much time on them because ain't much to talk about. They won. I'll just say this. The Thunder did a really good job of never getting too high or too low. They get excited and they play with energy, but they never got comfortable. Like they always understood this is a 4-quarter game. This is a 4-quarter game. Just because we're up at half doesn't mean we can come in and slack in the third and fourth quarter. Just because we're up 10 now doesn't mean we can take it far up the gas. Just because we're up 15, no, we keep going. If we're in the game, even when the Mavs players went out, SG, they didn't know that the Mavs put in benches, so SG and them were on the court for like 2-3 extra minutes while with the Mavs bench players, Powell and them. Bro, Wiggins running down, blocking the ball. Jalen Williams running down, blocking the ball. I mean, this is bench players. The game's over, and the Thunder are still out there. Like, nah, this is we're on the court. When I'm on the court, I'm doing everything I can to win the game, dominate the game. They don't care about this is Jaden Hardy, this is bench players. All they're thinking is I'm out here to kill. I'm out here to kill. Who's gonna get killed? You on the court? Okay, let's go. You getting the best of me for 4 quarters, for however long you're out here for. And that mindset from my young teams, like you just don't see from a lot of young teams. And I think that you don't really get to see that until the playoffs start. And that's why I'm really a big believer in OKC winning this series, because they mindset once that game starts is once they get in between them lines, it's business, bro. It's business. And you getting 100, you getting the best of me, and I'm out here to kill you. They have a veteran mindset, a dog mindset, a veteran. Why do you think they was going during the post game press conference? Because they have a dog mindset. It's not just a funny thing they do on the TNT. That's really what they are. They're dogs. Because most teams, when the bench come out there and start, and the other team starters are out, this game, I ain't going. Jalen Williams, then that he's the last person that really needs to be doing anything. And when the bench players are, he over there blocking the shot. Wiggins was a big time. He played great for them. I think he's one of the best role players, one of the best players on the bench. He out there blocking the shot. Edgy out there running an offense. He trying to move the ball, trying to set something up. He trying to make moves, trying to see if he can get him a bucket, get to the rim. Like the game's still like they losing. You would have thought the Thunder were losing, but those dudes are dogs, and it shows. They're dogs. They're dogs, and it shows on the court every second.